Devastating Roy Cropper twist, as Coronation Street favourite is declared dead in new spoilers. In the latest episode of Coronation Street, a devastating twist unfolds as Roy Cropper finds himself at the heart of a grim mystery surrounding Lauren Bolton's disappearance. Overwhelmed by fragmented memories and mounting anxiety, Roy collapses and is rushed to the hospital, leaving the community fearing for his well-being. As Paul Foreman faces a life-threatening situation and family secrets unravel, tensions reach a boiling point, promising an episode filled with suspense, drama, and emotional turmoil. Don't miss out on the gripping events that are set to shape the future of Weatherfield. In the upcoming episodes of Coronation Street, the mystery surrounding Lauren Bolton's disappearance intensifies, casting a shadow of doubt and suspicion over the community. As Roy Cropper finds himself wrongly accused and entangled in the perplexing case, his determination to uncover the truth becomes his driving force. Despite facing overwhelming challenges and a sudden health scare that lands him in the hospital, Roy remains resolute in his quest to clear his name and expose the real story behind Lauren's vanishing act. Meanwhile, Bernie Winter's impulsive actions add another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Her misguided attempt to inform Paul Foreman's absentee father of his son's supposed demise sparks a series of events that place Paul's life in jeopardy. As the repercussions of Bernie's actions reverberate through the lives of those involved, Paul finds himself in a perilous situation, struggling to breathe and fighting for survival. As the tension mounts, relationships are strained, and secrets threaten to unravel, the residents of Weatherfield are left grappling with the consequences of their choices. From Roy's desperate search for answers to Paul's fight for life, the upcoming episodes promise a rollercoaster of emotions, suspense, and unexpected twists that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Billy helps Paul dress for his radio interview and assures him he'll smash it. A cab arrives to take Paul and Bernie to the interview, and it's obvious the car isn't big enough for Paul's wheelchair. Paul is left furious as the driver is rude and dismissive. As Amy conducts her radio interview with Paul, he talks passionately about his MND and society's lack of regard for disability in general, but gets carried away and swears live on air. In the cab office, Anna Beat Steve tells Tim that since he joined the new dating site Abby recommended, he's had 3 matches. In the cafe, Steve shows Abby and Kevin a picture of Maggie, a potential date, and as Kevin makes sexist remarks, Abby storms out in a huff. A delighted Steve tells Tim that Maggie has agreed to meet him for lunch in the bistro. Leanne tells Nick that thanks to Rowan, she's had a great idea for the bistro and they should do pop-up stalls to broaden their market. At the mention of Rowan, Nick bristles. Nick reveals Leanne's plans to expand the business and asks Toya if she'd manage the bistro in the meantime, but Nick's left disappointed when Toya turns him down. Alia calls at the solicitors for a client file to find Adam struggling with the admin. When Adam suggests they pull out of the joint work they're doing with Fabian's, Dee Dee accuses him of being petty, orders him to suck it up and get on with the filing. Paul, Billy, and Gemma are blown away by the MND crowdfunder, sure it will make the council sit up and take notice about the possible centre closure. Meanwhile, a man approaches Bernie outside the cafe, telling her he heard Paul on the radio and didn't realise his son was dying. Bernie covers her shock and makes out Paul's already dead and the interview was a recording. Bernie's attempt to cover up Paul's supposed demise unravels when Denny, filled with disbelief, confronts her and follows her to the flat. As Gemma and Paul come face to face with their estranged father, the atmosphere is thick with tension and disbelief. Denny's candid remark about Paul looking surprisingly well for someone declared dead leaves, Bernie frozen in horror, exposing the web of lies and secrets that threaten to shake the foundation of their family dynamics. Steve's nervous anticipation for a one-on-one date with Carol takes an unexpected turn when he discovers she's brought along 3 friends to their meeting at the Rovers. Amidst the awkwardness, Aurora's insistence on inviting Tim to join them adds to the hilarity, leaving Steve caught off guard and navigating through an unexpected social gathering. When Sally calls at the pub and spots Tim with a drunken woman, giggling like a schoolboy, how will she react? Mary visits a desolate Roy in hospital. When Roy reveals that he keeps trying to remember the details of a conversation he overheard between Max and Lauren as he feels sure it's of significance, Mary urges him not to give up as it'll come to him eventually. When Nina reveals that the police are going to film a reconstruction in the cafe of Lauren's last known movements, Amy offers to mention it on her radio show to raise awareness. Rich and Alia arrive for their meeting with Adam. Adam's taken aback to learn that Alia's going to work in Dublin. Adam hands them a summary of the case, determined to impress Alia. Gary and Maria discuss private therapy for Liam, with Gary suggesting they sell the factory to fund it. Liam listens in deeply troubled. Bernie lets off steam to Dev about Denny, secretly worried that Denny might blab about her past. Billy reminds Paul that Denny used to knock him about when he was a kid, and he's not to be trusted, but when Paul invites Denny to watch a film, Billy reluctantly leaves them to it. Denny nips out for ice cream, leaving Paul alone in the flat. He bumps into Gemma and begs her to let him meet his grandchildren. Alone in the flat, Paul has a coughing fit and struggles to breathe. He calls for an ambulance, but when the operator answers, he drops the phone. Denny returns and is shocked to find Paul barely conscious. Meanwhile, Dev finds Bernie rifling through a shoebox of old letters and photos. When Dev wonders what she's looking for, Bernie's uneasy. Adam and Alia find themselves sharing a lingering smile, hinting at the underlying chemistry between them. As the tension builds, Adam finally musters the courage to confess his feelings, leading to a passionate kiss that catches them both by surprise. However, their intimate moment is abruptly interrupted when Rich unexpectedly walks in on them, adding a twist to their budding romance. Meanwhile, Steve's rollercoaster journey with dating apps takes a positive turn when he receives a message from Demi, reigniting his hope for finding love. Their initial meeting at the Rovers proves to be a success, with sparks flying between them, leaving Steve convinced that Demi could be the one. On the other hand, Liam's struggle with anxiety leads him to search for ways to cope online, specifically looking into diazepam. As he delves into finding solutions, Joseph's arrival for judo class provides a welcome distraction and company for Liam, offering a glimpse of support amidst his emotional turmoil. Meanwhile, from behind prison walls, Roy reaches out to Dee Dee with a potential clue about Lauren's mysterious disappearance. By focusing on tracing the origin of Lauren's necklace, Roy hopes to unravel the mystery surrounding her elusive boyfriend and bring clarity to the perplexing situation.